On those dates, someone signed into Clairton on the exact same time and used the same ranges, with Crooks and the mystery visitor both using the rifle and the pistol range on November 10th. Grassley's office reportedly described Crooks as visiting this as intense preparation in the months prior to the attempted assassination of Trump. Did Crooks have a partner? Very interesting question. New PDF records released by Senator Chuck Grassley show that Thomas Crooks did go to a sportsman's club, and the question is, was he joined by anybody else when he went and attended his training sessions? So we'll go through that. This story drops over courtesy of Ken Silva, who did some good digging on this, over from Headline USA. He says records show Trump's shooters' trips to a Department of Homeland Security linked gun range, and some indicate that he might have had company with him, because even though these PDF files were redacted, maybe there was another person who joined him right around the same time, this 134 fella or something. So you can see very interesting records. Here's the story. Chuck Grassley's released more from the Clairton Sportsman's Club, the shooting range that Thomas Crooks used when he went to train to assassinate Trump. The records show that Crooks became a member of the Sportsman's Club last August, visited there at least 43 times. Woo! The last visit being the day before he tried to kill Trump. Crooks was a member of the club through his family, according to the AP. Now, of his 43 trips, Crooks might have had company at least 4 times, says Ken Silva. August 31st, September 28th, November 10th, and April 24th of this year. And so let's see if we can just find the April 24th date. So April 24th, Crooks on 4/24, you see there was another entry right at 12:35. And were they on the same range, number of guests? So like this guy has 1 guest, 0 there. And it was, although is that this year? We don't know if that's this year. So maybe that was a prior year. There are a lot of records here. I didn't realize how many there were. So this goes all the way back. Yeah, so we want to make sure we have the actual right year, because that year is not being marked there. So tons of records. Let's go back to the story. Tells us on those dates, someone signed into Clairton on the exact same time and used the same ranges, with Crooks and the mystery visitor both using the rifle and the pistol range on November 10th. Ooh, okay. So he has done the digging for us. Let's see what these records look like. Thomas Crooks, there you can see it. 9/28/23, 9/28/23 at 9/11. Thomas Crooks, member number 1133, no guests. Amount deposited 1, going to the rifle range and the rifle range. They're both going to the rifle range at 9/11 on September 28th, 2023. Now, these other names are redacted. Obviously, Grassley presumably has them. He is the senator who released these logs. And you see it's, kind of the same thing. Interesting. So 5:45, 5:45. Like, are they just checking 2 people in back to back? 8:30, 8:30, going to different ranges. 11:15, 11:40. You might think that people would round together, like a 5:45 and a 5:45. Like those maybe could be 2 different people. 5:45, 5:45. But 9/11, Thomas Crooks and someone else at 9/11. Okay, next one. Thomas Crooks on April 24th. That's the one I think we looked at, yeah. And at 12:35, there's another person who signs in. It's a different ink color. So that one's looks like a black or blue ink. And Thomas Crooks here is writing in red. So did they swap pens? 2 people can't really sign at the same time. So, maybe dad signs in first and then son signs in second. He just grabs the red pen. He's got it. Here, use my pen. Now I got one. Number of guests. So why does 12:35 have 1 guest, but he has 0? Is Thomas Crooks a guest, or are there 3 people shooting at this time? Pistol range, rifle range, rifle range. Crooks is going to the rifle range. And the first one, Crooks was going to the rifle range. Here's this one, August 31st. 2 people sign in at 10:40. They both deposit $1. They both go to the pistol range at 10:40. Last one, Tom Crooks signs in pistol and rifle range, 11/9, 2:48. Someone else signs at 2:48. You can see a little bit at the top of that redaction. You can see a little bit of that font, of that handwriting. So 4 times, exact time, exact same range. They even both went to rifle and pistol on the same day once, which is this one right here, right? So Crooks and this dude or gal or CIA agent or Homeland agent or whatever, they both go to the same ranges, pistol and rifle. Isn't that convenient? So here's more. Grassley redacted the names of the visitors, which is also reportedly a training ground for Homeland Security. According to this local site, Tribe Live, Clairton, the range, was used by Homeland for police training on a day that Crooks was not there. Grassley's office reportedly described Crooks as visiting this as intense preparation in the months prior to the attempted assassination of Trump. Also noteworthy was Crooks's visiting the gun range on Valentine's Day this year. He didn't have a date. He's out there just just like crying his eyes out, just popping off at the range. And Christmas and Halloween. She's not returning my call. According to Tribe Live, Clairton spans 180 acres, right? I don't know, it's not really funny because this guy actually was a whack job or something and actually shot and killed someone and injured 2 other people and almost killed Trump. So it's like a real thing. Kind of strange behavior. People are noticing that. What's he doing here on like Valentine's Day and Halloween stuff? Like, what is this? According to Tribe Live, Clairton spans 180 acres in West Mifflin and Jefferson Hills and boasts more than 2,000 members. Club has several rifle ranges, including one that's at least 200 yards, which we were about 140 yards in this incident on J13, the attack on American democracy. In the days after the shooting, club president Bill Salito reportedly told the news what happened was a terrible, terrible thing. That's not who we are. We know very little about him. That was terrible, terrible thing that happened Saturday, and that's not what we're about by any means. Declined to comment. As a freshman, they say Crooks had tried out for his high school team, but was rejected for poor marksmanship. And I think that was rejected by, that fact was rejected by the school. We read a press release from the school that said, no, he didn't. And they also denied his bullying, as far as I can tell, as far as I remember. I don't think they've ever confirmed that. But anyways, great reporting, great analysis from Ken Silva, man. Good digging on that. Very interesting to see that they were apparently together, somebody joining him. And you can see the records were big. Thomas Crooks, occupation, dietary aid, junior under 21, $30. Membership number 1133. It's his handwriting, probably filling out the forms. Signature, if he's over 18, Thomas Crooks, right? Here's your firearm document, yes. We're going to be safe. Yes, I promise not to shoot anybody. Bunch of records. He was there a lot. You can see there's a lot. So they went through and they found this dude every single time. What's this one? Whoa! DHS right there. Look at that. Huh. Police training, range 6. Oh. Now it was the day after. Isn't that fun? So Thomas Crooks was there. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. But Thomas Crooks was there, 522. Homeland shows up, 523. Oh, that's interesting. For police training. Okay. So here's another one, Crooks, 619. Oh, so the boss was not happy. So the boss sends this one. Stop letting these idiots sign in without filling out the form. All info required. Copies it, slaps it on the refrigerator next to the water cooler. So you can see 712. Yeah, he was there a lot. He was there a lot. And the question is, were there any other names that happened to match or cause an eyebrow to furrow? That'll be an interesting question. We'll see if Grassley has anything for us. Now, we're asking ourselves, how could the Secret Service, such an honorable agency, behave so poorly and so incompetently? Well, because they're not really an honorable agency at all. Here's another story. This one came over from Business Insider and others, telling us that the Secret Service apparently busted into a salon during a Kamala Harris fundraiser. They just broke and entered, right? Breaking and entering. They broke into a salon to use the salon's bathroom without asking the owner. Just broke into her residence, broke into her business. Watch this. A Secret Service agent, this scummy Secret Service agent, taped over a 413 salon security camera lens. This is a Secret Service agent. Let me just tape over that. What on earth? Later, someone unlocked the door and unknown people helped themselves to the bathroom. They just say, that's our bathroom now. They taped over Berkshire Business's security camera while Kamala was in Massachusetts. Kamala's Secret Service breaking and entering into other businesses. It makes sense because she was in favor of that in Minneapolis. Soon after, strangers came into the salon, which was closed and locked, to use the bathroom. She says, I feel violated. It was worse than a bad hair day. Secret Service agents taped over a security camera and broke into a Massachusetts hair salon while securing the area for a Kamala Harris campaign event. The intrusion happened on July 27th ahead of Kamala's in-person fundraiser. The owner of 413 Salon, her name is Alicia Powers, told Business Insider that she closed her Massachusetts business that day at the request of the Secret Service, which examined the area earlier in the week. I wonder if they checked the sloped roofs. The salon is located behind the Colonial Theater, Performing Arts in the Berkshires, where Harris spoke. Now, they had a bunch of people in and out of here doing a couple of bomb sweeps again, because they actually don't want her to get killed. Totally understand what they have to do due to the nature of the situation. Now, at that point, my team felt like things were a little bit chaotic, so we just made the decision to close for Saturday. Okay, we're just closing. Now, the Secret Service spokesman told Business Insider that the agency's employees would not enter without permission, but acknowledged an agent taped over the security camera lens. Yeah, we did cover that up. At 8:10 that Saturday morning, a Secret Service agent agent wearing a dark suit, open-collared white shirt, but no pin on her lapel because she's a criminal, walked up to the salon's front entrance while swinging a roll of masking tape in her hand. This is my property now. She looked at the door. She looked at the security cameras on the porch. Then she looked at the door again. She walked away. When she returned 2 minutes later, she grabbed a chair from the porch, stood on it, taped over the Ring security camera that had been watching her. It's like it's all already in the cloud, lady. The door was locked, but that afternoon, another security camera pointing at the door from inside of the building spotted 4 other people over the course of nearly 2 hours just broke in. 2 people wearing emergency medical services uniforms and 1 person in a camouflage law enforcement uniform walked in. The 4th person, wearing a dark suit and a white shirt like a Secret Service officer, stood by the door. The salon security alarm rang the whole time. The security footage from the 2 cameras, which Powers shared with Business Insider, doesn't show anyone allowing anyone in. There were just people in and out for about an hour and a half, just using my bathroom, the alarms going off, using my counter with no permission at all. Here's the footage.
The cops are here, so.
Just hanging out. It's their property now. Thanks. Walking in. I wonder if they helped themselves to a nice refreshment. Took a dump in her bathroom. Oh, man. Gross. And when they were done using the bathroom for 2 hours, stinking up the whole place, apparently they left. Now, they left my building completely unlocked, and they did not take the tape off the camera. Pieces of crap. Powers told Business Insider that EMS worker later told her the Secret Service agent in charge of security that day was telling people to come in and use the bathroom. Here, just go drop a big doozy right in here. Gross. The big Kamala right in here. Oh, gross. BI asked Secret Service spokesman Melissa McKenzie whether the agency invited other people to use the bathroom. Oh no, she told did Kamala come use this? We don't even know. Maybe they secured this so Kamala could come use it. She told Business Insider that agency employees would not tell someone to enter a salon when Powers returned. They found that the door's lock looked like it had been picked. She told BI. Kamala and Tim came in and had to use this bathroom, didn't they? She's like, I got an emergency. The people who entered the 413 salon didn't do much damage aside from leaving an untidy bathroom behind with just streak marks all over the place. Gross. But what bothered her was that what she saw was sheer disregard for her business. By entering without permission, leaving the place unlocked, she says, I felt like I got violated. Yeah, you had a breaking and entering. Yeah, you had squatters of the Secret Service. Whoever was visiting, whether it was a celebrity or not, I probably would have opened the door, okay, and made them coffee and brought them in donuts. Make it great afternoon for them. She's on it, right? Could have been a celebrity. Maybe it was Kamala, man. But they didn't even have the audacity for ask for permission, okay? They just helped themselves. Brian Smith, the building's landlord, said he didn't give the Secret Service permission to use the property. He said, no, me and my dad own the building, and I have a crazy eccentric guy that lives upstairs, and he didn't tell the Secret Service they could use it, and I didn't tell them, and my father didn't tell them, and they had no permission to go in there whatsoever. Secret Service apologized. The day after they reached out, more than a week after it had entered the business, once Business Insider finally reached out to them, an agency spokesperson said it had since communicated with Powers. Says, the Secret Service works closely with our partners in the business community to carry out our protective and investigative missions. The Secret Service has since communicated with the affected business owner. We hold these relationships in high regard, and we would not enter or instruct our partners to enter a business without the owner's permission. Yeah, but you did. It's on camera, and you covered it up. Bill Pickle, a former Secret Service special agent who previously oversaw, said it's conceivable why a member was putting security. I was gonna say we are moving sensitive things around here, so we have to cover up the cameras so that you can't see what we're doing. It's for our safety and our security. Pickle speculated that some of the agency's technical divisions who handle explosives want to limit the visibility of Harris, especially when she's taking a big dookie. But invading the property to use bathroom sounds weird, he says. So she had an emergency. Yeah. We just don't go in and take the place or seize it. The only time you do that if it's a crime scene. Powers said she contacted a local Secret Service field office, and a person there told her to ask the local police. They said, we don't know anything about it. I know for certain that none of our members were involved in that, local cop said. We would never do such a thing. On Thursday, the day after BI reached out to the agency, the head of the Secret Service called to apologize. He said to me that everything was done. What was done was very wrong. They were not supposed to tape my camera. They were not supposed to to enter the building. Said that the Secret Service would have the salon clean and they would pay the alarm company for the false alarm. Powers also said he also offered to visit and buy her a cup of coffee. She said, yeah, why don't you come over here? Good for her. She's going to make him come down. He's like, I'd really like to buy you a cup of coffee. She's like, yeah, good. He's like, damn it. I got to go down there and have coffee. I hope she makes it last for like 4 hours. No, I'll have another cup. Yeah, I will have another cup. Yeah, another one. I'm going to get an extra tall, large latte, mocha, whatever. Huge. 64 ounces. I want him to see the salon, and I want him to see what I do for the community and be in this space. Good for her. And have an understanding as to how this could have been ruined with the slightest wrong move. Good. Yeah, come in. Nice, long, 4 or 5 hour coffee conversation. Good for her. So that's the Secret Service. That's currently what they're up to. So they are busting in, breaking and entering into local salons and apparently not stopping assassins.